Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Invictus Racing League, the Performance League. I am your host with the most, Malk. Tonight, I am with, as always, the legendary Tim. How you doing, mate? You alright?
Yeah, I'm just hanging out here, and I am ready to watch some racing. It's only been a week since the Performance League has raced here, but has raced. But for some reason, it feels like it's been about 2 or 3 weeks. I don't know. I'm just really itching to get some racing in today.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Like I said, I do apologise to everyone that I was not here last week, obviously due to personal reasons. So I'm glad I'm back and ready to join you, Tim, for the Performance League. So I'm going to try and get the qualifying stuff to see who's out there first. I'm trying to see who got there properly first. I'm just trying to look at who's the nearest person. It might be Brixie. It might be Brixie who's the first driver out. I might be wrong, but it could be Brixie. So Brixie, but not that Gixie. So Suzuka that Furuka, we will have to kick off with the qualifying lap. But before that, we'll give up on the updates now. We've got coming up to the qualifying lap now. Coming up to the DRS straight now. Coming up to, which is the usual original first corner of the first curve. Then coming up to turn 2 now to try and get a good exit there. Then coming up to the S curves now, usually like the center S's types curves. For 4 and then 5, 6 now. And then coming up to turn 7, which is up the hill, which is the Dunlop curve now. Then coming up to, which is the end of the first sector time, and Brixie's time would be a time of a 33.5. Then coming up to turn 9 now, which is under the bridge at that point now. Coming up to, which is, you have to brake hard here on turn 10 for the hairpin section here. Then coming to turn 11. Now, then coming up to the long straight now, coming up to like a little bit of curve on the right side for turn 12 now. Then trying to do everything possible to try and maximise that car there. Coming to the unlucky turn, which is turn 13 now, and then 14. Try and brake a little bit here, but still get the exit out there. Passing Spoon Curve now. And then coming up to, which is what I believe would be, we've got yellow flag set to 3. We've got yellow flag set to 3. So also coming up to 130R, I believe, 130R or 140R. 130R, and then coming up to, which is turn 16 now, the Senna, usually back in the old days there. Boy better know it's in the fastest lap of the race with 131.4. So I do apologise, I thought it was Brixie that was the first one, but he did a 133.2. So, tell us the update from last week, Tim. What was your thoughts of last week's Performance League? Give us an update. Oh, Scope did the fastest lap of the race. This qualified so far.
131.113 for Scope. And speaking of last week, Malk, since you weren't here, apparently some people missed you. In my Twitch chat right now, it's Carrot Soup. He just said, Malk! So give a shout out to It's Carrot Soup.
Oh, shout out to Carrot Soup. I hope you're okay and well, and I missed you so much. I hope you're okay and well, mate. Let's carry on with the commentary box. Let's see what we can bring out tonight. Keep going with the updates, mate. Oh!
Yeah. Well, right now I'm watching Nitro Gas as Luke Bailey has set the fastest lap of the session so far with a 130.592, followed by TL44S. Third is Scope Builder in the Williams. He's our points leader. Ton Albanach in 4th. Boy Better Know in 5th. Right now watching Nitro Gas, as I said, in that Red Bull. Right now he has fitted the hard tires.
Oh!
Going through this section at the S. What's happened, Mal?
Brixie, I can't remember what corner. Oh, it was in lucky turn 14. Sorry, I could lost my voice there. I lost my voice. At turn 14, I think he just lost the car there. So Brixie's going to try and go back into the pits as quickly as possible. Yeah, carry on with the updates, mate. What are you watching so far?
Well, I actually went and changed to see what's happening with Brixie, so it's very unfortunate. He's now down a set of soft tires there, but now we're watching Nitro Gas yet again. His fastest time is a 133.214. You're going to go take a look at Sav right now in the Ferrari with a 132.062. Right now, only 8 drivers have set a time so far. Mike is right now starting his outlap, as is Ferocious Dan. Luke Bailey still on top of the board right now with a 130.592, but TL44S is trailing behind very closely with a 130.782. our points leader of Scopefielder. He is in the pits, as you can see, just now pulling in, actually.
Oh, okay.
There's TL44S in the Alfa Romeo. Malcolm, what are you looking at?
I'm just watching Sir Knightlyhood. This is a nickname for him. Sir Knightlyhood as a spud. Oh, Mike's retired. Mike's retired. Yellow flag sector 2. So something must happen there on sector 2 from Mike. I was speaking to him just before just before the stream started, and Mike's left the session. Oh, so Mike has left the session. I'm not sure whether he'll come back in or there's something wrong. I don't know what's happened there, but we've got yellow flag set to 3. But as I was saying before, Mike was just not happy with the car. So I don't know whether that was just pure frustration or what, I don't know. But hopefully he'll bounce back here as quickly as possible. But I'm just watching Sir Knightlyhood of some Spud doing his lapping now. I think that was his invalidate lap, but he hasn't got much on the ERS mode here. So he's on the hard tyres at the minute. But who are you watching at the minute, Tim?
Currently watching what you were looking at, but now we're going to take a look at Mr. Sky Z, who is right now on his out lap. We're riding on board with him. Ferocious Dan has now started his time lap, and he is coming up very closely on Boy Better Know. Boy Better Know in the Toro Rosso. He pulls over to the side to let Ferocious Dan by. Very good move there. Very courteous.
Fair
on board with Ferocious Dan right now, going up this uphill S section. Through the Ferris wheel section. That's what I'm going to end up calling it all day today. The Ferris wheel section. We're going to take a look now at Sir Spud. Yet again, Sir Spud's a little slow. Did he get off the track? Did I miss something?
I think he did. He tried to do the lap, but I think he had an invalidate lap because his ERS is right down to like the minimal part with the last time I checked. But I'm watching Ferocious Dan at the minute on 15th place. Now he's in the McLaren at the minute, so he's the, like I say, with Scopefielder leading the Drivers' Championship at the minute. Do you think Scope could extend, or do you think Mr. Sky C or one of the other drivers could spoil the party here tonight? Do you reckon, Tim?
Right now, I think that we can just call Scopefielder the Mercedes of the Invictus Racing League. I don't think anyone's going to put a stop to his dominance anytime soon. Now, that's not to say that no one's capable. That's just to say that for some reason, it doesn't matter what he's in, Scope just seems to be incredibly quick.
Oh, brilliant stuff! Absolutely brilliant from Ferocious Dan. I am so sorry, Tim. 900.
No, you're completely fine.
900s quicker than Luke Bailey on from first place. What a lap there from Ferocious Dan. That is a belter of a lap there, Tim. What do you think of that?
Well, I mean, you know, I'm just going to say that's the last thing I expected is Ferocious Dan to set the pole time on his first lap out, but sure enough, he did, as you said, about 900th of a second quicker than Luke Bailey. That's a 1:30.506 to Ferocious Dan. I don't know if he's going to be able to hold it or not, but that was just a blistering lap.
Oh, brilliant stuff! Brilliant! Absolutely brilliant from Mr. Sky C with a 1:30.1. 4/10 quicker, and he's in the Alfa Romeo. Unbelievable stuff, Tim. Unbelievable! Absolutely unbelievable stuff.
These guys, they're going to try to maybe break past that 1:30 barrier. I don't know. I mean, they might just be able to get down there, but it's going to take quite a lot. I don't think anyone's going to get quicker than a 1:30, but someone might be able to beat Mr. Sky Z's time, but that is still a big difference when looking down the board. Mr. Sky Z, an entire 4/10 of a second faster than Ferocious Dan. That is a 1:30.199 that you give to Mr. Sky Z. And if anyone's going to challenge Scope today, it's definitely, you got to keep your eye on the guy right there in the Alfa Romeo, Mr. Sky. Because he has been incredibly consistent.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. I'm just watching to see what Mr. P can do on his lap, and he moves up to 6th with a 1:30.7. But as you were mentioning about Mr. Sky C, he really is on fire at the minute. As I said before, he's the double drivers champion. Only won once during the last 2 seasons of Invictus Racing League, the Performance League. So obviously he's the wanted man, obviously, to try and beat that. But if the way Scope is going at the minute is on 131, it's like 9/10 from pole position at the minute. We've got 6 minutes 49 left of the qualifying. Anything could happen here tonight. Anything could happen. But I will not be surprised if we hit the 129s tonight. But I will say this now. With the tyre wear, they've got to be careful here. With the tyre wear around Japan, it's not that good around here. The tyre wear deck is absolutely horrendous. If it was me, I would have started on the hards or the mediums. Fair enough, if you go on the softs, you'll be quicker, but your tyre wear will be absolutely shot after probably about lap 5, 6. If you do mediums hards, it's definitely a one-stop if you start on mediums or hards. Definitely a one-stop, but for soft tyres, if you can last that long, I'll be very surprised if they do a one-stop with soft medium or soft hards, possibly. It's definitely a one-stop race, but it's going to be tough for some of the guys who are going to try and hold on for that soft tyres to last as much as possible for the medium tyre there, Tim.
Right now we have a yellow flag in Sector 3. It looks like, yeah, TL44S, he has just stopped on the track, but now he's getting going again, just letting other drivers get by. Sorry, Malcolm, I was watching him there. I thought for just a moment there was a problem, but he's just letting other drivers by so they can complete their lap. No,
that's fine, mate. Don't worry. Don't worry, mate. Honestly, we're both commentators. If we got interrupted, lastminute.com, that's fine. Don't worry about it, mate. Spot on that one. That's why I call you the legendary Tim. LT, legendary Tim on that one. So, watching Tom on that one in 7th place at the minute with a 130.7. Now, I am sure, Carrot Soup, sorry. I'm sure Carrot Soup will be absolutely rooting for Tom 444 because he's Tom 444's biggest fan. Well, Carrot Soup is Tom 444's biggest fan. So I'm sure Carrot Soup will be charging to try and boost Tom 444 to try and get into at least the top 3. But bear in mind, while we was chatting away there, Tim, Tom Avalanche, aka Wave Intel, the Flying Scotsman, and Boy Better Know, aka Scott, he's in 2nd and 3rd in the Toro Rosso. So that's a good times from those guys, to be fair, on the soft tyres. But I will not be surprised if we hit the 29s. Do you think we'll hit the 29s tonight, Tim?
I mean, it's very possible, and honestly, I would look for us to hit the 29s if we're going to. We're going to have to hit it in qualifying because, you know, you have the DRS in every single zone, and of course, you have the max fuel output that you can have, that, you don't have that mode available in the race. So really the only way that we're going to hit the 129s is going to have to be in qualifying. The cars just won't have enough power, and nor the ideal racing line when they're bunched up in the pack during the race.
Oh, absolutely. But as we was watching there, Joe, Saab in the Ferrari has just got the medium tyre of a 130.5. That is a good time on the medium tyres. That's a really good time, to be fair. So yeah, it's just to be fair, I would, as I said earlier, I would start on the. If you started on the Japan, have you done any driving around Japan recently or in the past?
I have in F1 2018, but I haven't gotten there in my career in F1 2019 just yet.
Okay. If you remember the days of 2018, do you like the track in general, or not a big fan, or? Sorry.
I mean, I really don't have an opinion on the track. There's some tracks that I just really don't have any opinion, like, Silverstone. I don't really have an opinion, whereas, COTA, Circuit of the Americas, I love. I love Canada and also the track for the French Grand Prix, the Circuit Paul Ricard. But then you got like Spa and Hungary that also I have no opinion on. So Japan is really one of those tracks that falls into that criteria for me. But I do love the final straightaway that I was actually watching Mr. Sky take just now. A 129.901 for Mr. Sky. Malk, you hit it nail on the head. We got under 129.
Oh, absolutely unbelievable stuff! And I'll tell you what, Carrot Soup has just has just commented saying, with all the showing the love of the bits on Twitch, thank you very much, mate. Absolutely, thank you very much. You are an absolute legend, and he's also subscribed as well. So congratulations, mate. Thank you very much for that. And also, like I said, Mr. Sky City, he's hit the 29s. Can anyone try and get into the 29s tonight? Can Ferocious Dan, which I'm watching at the minute, 1 minute 40 left, Tim. Can anyone try and get into the 29s as well as Mr. Sky City?
I mean, obviously, Ferocious Dan, it's easy to say that he has the best chance as sitting in the second position, but it looks like all these drivers are right now, you know, they're coming out, you know, to do their out lap and to do their flying lap. So we just need to keep an eye on the board because we might see a couple 129s here. Oh,
absolutely. Like I said, Ton Avalanche is pitted. Oh, sorry, he's doing his lapping now. Ferocious Dan is in the pits, but he might not. He won't get enough time to do another lapping now, but watch his boy better now. Can he hit the 29s? Oh, he just misses out.
130.203 for Boy Better Know SB.
Oh, Luke Bailey's done a 130.2. He's just done a 130.2, but can he try and improve his time? Can Ton Avalanche try and get into the top 3 at least? Mr. P. Sab's retired from the session, so he'll guarantee to start on the medium tyres tonight. So that's a good opportunity for Sab to win, or at least get an opportunity to do a long stop for the Ferrari driver Sab. Mr. Sky C pits. Ferocious Dan is already in the pits, so Mr. Sky C is saying that he can't improve, or doesn't think that anyone can try and improve his time. But like I said, can Ton Avalanche? Well, Luke Bailey won't improve his time. Same, Scott won't improve his time as well. So watching either, well, Mr. P won't improve his time now. Ton Avalanche is the one that's on fire at the minute, going past in the straight now, Tim. I'll let you carry on with 2 seconds left.
Well, looking at Luke Bailey right now as he is trying to battle with a racing point of Mr. P. Of course, we're going to go and look at someone who's given us a faster lap, Scope Fielder, right now in the Williams, while Luke Bailey has his hands full with a racing point machine. We're going to watch Scope Fielder in this Williams. This is our points leader, but only by 2 points. What happened now?
Ton Avalanche has moved up to 3rd place by 0.008 of a second from Luke Bailey's time. So Luke Bailey drops down from 3rd to 4th. Qualifying's finished. The qualifying has absolutely finished, but there's some drivers that still might spoil the party here. Can Scope Fielder? Scope 3 is 3/10 quicker on Sector 2. He's 3/10 quicker on Sector 2. I don't know what was his best time on the first sector. We've got yellow flags on after turn 14 there, but can Scope Fielder try and spoil the party here? Spud, Mike are the only ones who have not done their lappings yet, Tim. But Energy Dan is 1 minute 33. Can he try and improve his time? But can Scope spoil the party here? Oh my God, can he do it? He might do it. Oh no! 130.5. A 130.5. He moves up to 7th place. So Scope Fielder is in 7th place at the moment here. The Drivers' Championship leader at the moment here. Someone's moved up, I think, or that's it.
I believe that's it now.
So Spud moves up from 15th to 11th place. So Mike, who had, I'm not sure what technically happened, but he is back in the session as far as I know. He will start the back. Now, this is an interesting stuff. If you're a betting person, I've never seen anyone driving to win a race from the back of the grid to win the race. That is a very, very rare occasion. I'm not saying that Mike will do it. I'm just saying Mike can produce some good performances here if he can try and get into the podium stuff, if he can try and avoid any collisions or anything like that tonight. Is there any drivers out there tonight, Tim, that you thought that they've done well with the qualifying?
Well, Luke Bailey really impressed me, and he showed some promising speed. He's in that Mercedes sitting in the 4th position last I saw. The leaderboard isn't on my screen at the moment, but I'll tell you, in fact, yes, he is in 4th position, Luke Bailey, so he's showing some promising speed here early today. And also, as you said, the Toro Rosso's 2nd and 3rd, those are amazing times for those cars.
Absolutely, absolutely. I'll go through the standings quickly. We've got Mr. Sky in 1st, Boy Better Know 2nd, Ton Avalanche 3rd, Luke Bailey 4th, Ferocious Dan 5th, Mr. P in 6th, Scope Fielder 7th, Saab 8th, Tom 444 in 9th, Nitrocash 10th, good time on him. So Spotty in 11th, Big C in 12th, Oh Stephen 13th, Energy Dan 14th, and Mike is the only one who's not doing time in with 15th place. And my voice is absolutely gone. That's it. Oh, unbelievable stuff.
And you know, Malk, this is just after qualifying. Are you going to be okay for the race?
I have no idea, mate. I have absolutely no idea. We'll have to wait and find out here. Oh, Tom 444 has left the session. Hopefully he'll come back. Right. Hopefully Tom 444 will come back. Well, what we've been told from the weather crew, as you can see, it's a dry race. So that's good news for the drivers here tonight. But I'd like to know if Tom 444 can get back into the session here. Hopefully he'll come back.
It'd be a shame for him if he couldn't. He qualified, what, about 5th?
Yeah, it was just like, hopefully, yeah, I'm hoping he'll come back, because that would have been a great qualifying for him, to be fair. But we'll find out what's going on next. Oh yeah, Tom 444 has joined, but I don't know if he can get in this car. I'm worried that he can't get back into his car. So we do apologise, guys, if you've just joined us. Carrot Soup is panicking like a madman here. Says, Tom, please get in the car. That's what he said in the chat as well. But I'm worried that he's not going to get back in the car. He's back in, but I don't think he's back in the car. I'll just hopefully we'll find out if there's any. So we do apologise, ladies and gentlemen, for the pauseness. We just hopefully we'll find out. Carrot Soup. Oh no. Oh. Okay. I think we got stuck. It's alright, Carrot Soup, don't worry, mate. So Tom 44 can't get back into the car. And I think we all got stuck in the car, like, outside of here. Tim. How you doing?
What's up?
How you doing? We do apologise, guys. Hopefully we'll get some more updates soon.
This is just this is one of the downsides of esports, is that, you know, we have connection issues and stuff like this.
Absolutely, but the problem is, it's like I don't know if it's when someone leaves the session and it causes this to happen. I don't know. Hopefully we'll try to get them back in there. Oh, looks like we're starting, but I'm hoping Tom can get back in the car. I'm hoping, anyway. If not, the guys should restart the qualifying. Restart the restart the session to do the race and stuff, because it'd be a bit unfair on Tom. So can Tom pick his car? On the screen, looks like he's not back in the car.
Well, guys, if you're watching on Twitch, we might be moving to a new session here momentarily, but don't worry, both of us will still continue to live stream. But right now, we're going to have to, well, we're not going to be the ones figuring it out, but you other people are going to have to figure this out.
Yeah.
We're just talking about it.
Yeah, at the moment here, Tim, it's a shame, because I'm hoping Tom can get back into the car. But like I said, I try to remember what happened there. But hopefully we'll get some more updates. But like I said, hopefully we'll get some more updates here, because if we don't, then
Now, is he not able to choose any car, or is he just not able to choose the car that Invictus has assigned to him?
I think he just can't pick the car. I think when you go to spectator mode in the race mode, I think he can't get picked in the car. So Spud.
Okay.
So it looks like, I don't know if Spud can restart the session. Probably. He isn't able to choose the car. Oh God. He says hopefully we'll get some more information here, because if I don't know if anyone can spot this, but obviously what do we do here, because we're about to start. Okay, Spud has left the session. So the guys who are starting, like, right, I think there'll be... So, Spud's left the session, but I don't know if he can... We're a bit speechless here. I don't know if the stream's restarting.
I don't know. I feel like we're going to have to restart the race. I mean, you know, right now we are starting, but I don't know if this is actually going to be official. Mr. Sky Z is out into an early lead, and there is a little bit of chaos in the back. No one off the... Well, actually, no, there is a Toro Rosso off the track. That looks like it's Ton Almanach. No, I think it was maybe Grixie. I don't know who was off the track. But now a lot of people are off the track. The Haas of Energy Dan, he's off the track.
Right.
Matt, any word if we're going to get it to a new
session?
Yeah,
we are going to restart the session, guys. We will restart the session. So, unfortunately, this is why I didn't start with the... so that... Guys, we will... Yeah, so there will be a restart, guys. There will be a restart of the session, because obviously Tom 44 could not get back into the session. So it would have been a great start for the guys here, but unfortunately we will have to start again for the guys to restart. So I'll see you all, me and Tim, we'll see you all in a bit with the new session.
I do love that F1 theme, though.
Which one's that, mate?
Just the F1 theme. It's playing right now because, you know, technically speaking, the race has ended.
Yeah.
But now we're just going to move over to a brand new session. Looks like, yes, I do have an invite from Sir Spud.
Yeah, that's cool. I'll send you if you can send me a spare invite, mate, and we'll kick off again.
All right.
So, I'm just gonna invite you again, mate. So if you bear with me a sec. So.
Well, hopefully we've got this all sorted out now.
Yeah, hopefully it'll be all cushy. Carrot Soup says, yeah, Tom's going to win now. He's gave me a few more bits. Good luck for Tomo. Yeah, Tom. Yeah, so some of the guys are just not sure why his car was not there. Some people could see it, some people couldn't. But what happened was he got kicked out just before the formation lap started. So even if he went back in, his car would have been disappeared on our screens anyway. So we will try and get the race started as soon as possible. So I'm so sorry to the guys who have just joined the session thinking what's going on. Me and Tim saw a frantic qualifying at the end there. Mr. Sky C, unbelievable stuff from him. The only one, I believe, is the only one who did the 29s tonight in the Alfa Romeo.
129.901, if I remember correctly.
Correct, yeah. So just hit that. But at some point, did you think that anyone would have tried to get as close to it as possible? I know there was about 3/10 close, but or at least an attempt.
Well, I'm still surprised that Mr. Sky got to the 129s. You know, I just didn't think that the cars had that, you know, had that much in them. I didn't think that a 129 was possible. Well, I shouldn't say I didn't think it was possible, but I thought it was very unlikely. But then, you know, we were talking about it, and then Mr. Sky Z, he kind of, you know, he makes a liar out of me, and and he sets a 129, and it was a blistering lap. And then I kind of feel like once I saw that, I realized, well, okay, maybe some more guys are going to set 129. So after that, then I was surprised that one or two more didn't get down to 129. So I mean, I wasn't expecting it.
Absolutely not. I did not expect that to be hitting the 29s, because Japan is like, it's one of those tracks where you've got to be absolutely on the ball, and if you don't, especially through the first sector as well. Like the second sector's all right, I think, anyway, and the third sector is just the small one anyway. But if you don't master the first sector with the tricky S's, the sector S's, it's going to cost you big time here. But to be fair with Japan, I quite like the track in general, but it just depends. You know, it just depends on if anyone can try and capitalise on it. If you just joined, ladies and gentlemen, unfortunately we had to restart the qualifying. Restart the race itself, because Tom 444 got kicked just before the formation lap, so he wouldn't be able to get back into the car. So that's why the restart happened. But as we was discussing, Mr. Sky C did get pole with a 129.9, the only driver. Well, majority of the drivers were in the 30s, 31s, and Energy Down was in 33s. But like I said, fair play to Mr. Sky C. But what's your top three tonight?
Well, my top three tonight, I mean, you definitely got to give it to Scopefielder. He's going to land there somewhere. Mr. Sky Z, he's showing some promise. And even though Ton Albanach, who has shown promise and shown a lot of speed in the past few weeks, I really think that Luke Bailey, 14, who's starting in fourth position, or at least he was, you know, after the last qualifying session, I think that he's actually going to break through and be able to get a podium here tonight, because he showed some very promising speed. And, you know, where he's in the Mercedes, you know, he might just have that little bit of an edge that he needs.
Absolutely stuff. But like I said, I'll try and do a bit of the standings while I'll just get a quick drink quickly, if you know what I mean. So I'm just going to get the standings up ready, just to give a bit of a recap for you guys at home. For the Performance League, while it's loading up now, like I said, Scopefielder's in the lead with 23 points. Waving Tail, the Flying Scotsman, is in second with 21 points. Mr. Sky C is in third with 15 points. Ferocious is in fourth with 15 points. Yoss is in fifth with 12 points. Luke Bailey is in sixth with 9 points. Mike is in seventh with 8 points. Nitric Ash is in eighth with 6 points. Tom 444 is in ninth with 6 points. Colin J is in 10th with 5 points. Aaron G. Spencer is in 11th with 5 points. SJD is in 12th with 4 points. Sab is in 13th with 2 points. Mr. P is in 14th with 2 points. O. Steven is in 15th with 1 point. Boy Better Know, Energy Dan, Dre Geo and Sir Spud are the only ones who have not got any points so far in this the league as well. But I'm very surprised with Sir Spud. I mean, I know he's had 0 points, but I know Sir Spud, so not the other Spud, and I know he'll be the one to watch. It'll be all so yeah, but yeah, just hopefully everything will be all cushy now. And I believe we're about to kick off now, Tim. So, are you there, Tim?
I'm here.
Nice one. What do you think is going to happen? Do you think there'll be a shock of the turn? Do you think there'll be a shock tonight, or do you think it'll be the same old story?
Well, honestly, after qualifying, I think there's going to be a shock, because you know, Scopefielder, of course, you can't count him out, as I've said time and time again. but he just doesn't seem to have the speed here in Japan that he does at other tracks with him being in the Williams right now. So even though it's very possible for him to get a podium here today, even though it's very possible for him to maybe even get a win here today, I think it's going to be a lot harder for him. So I think that's going to allow somebody that we haven't seen on the podium yet kind of break through. And like I said, I really think that Luke Bailey's going to get a podium out of this today. And Ferocious Dan, he showed some decent speed in qualifying. I think he wound up a little further down the grid after a while. And, of course, Mr. Sky Z might get his second win of his Invictus Racing League career.
Yeah, it could be, but it's a shame because he would have been the first ever driver ever to no wins at all, but still wins the two world the drivers' championships. It's going to be a difficult situation for Mr. Scorsese because obviously he got the charge of Ton Avalanche. You got Boy Better Know as well, who are really good drivers on their day as well. But also you got to bear that in mind. You got Scope who's in 6th, 7th, I think, if I remembered it right, in the qualifying. So he's got a lot to try and get ahead on before the first corner. So it's going to be tough. I think it's going to be massively tough now. And Energy Dan has just kicked us off. So normally Spud would say to everyone to start it up, but unfortunately Energy Dan will have normally people should not start up unless one of the admins has confirmed it. So normally Energy Dan will have a warning or penalty, I think it's normally the warning, I think. But anywho, we're about to kick off of the formation lap. Now, like I said, I've been talking a lot tonight, and I'm going to let you do the startup now, Tim.
All right, yeah, that's completely fine. Save your voice, Malcolm. We don't want you to go hoarse here. But going down the grid, we have Mr. Sky Z in first, Boy Better Know in second, Ton Almanac in third, Luke Bailey 14 in the fourth position, Ferocious standing up in the fifth position, Scopefielder in the sixth position, Sab in seventh, TL44S in eighth, Nitro Gash in ninth, Sir Spud in 10th. Sir Spud's left the session, though.
I believe there's been a mistake on the grid. I believe Mr. P should have been in 6th, not 14th. So there's a little bit of mistake on that one there. So unfortunately, we'll have to do the restart again. So again, I'm so sorry, guys. I know you're really eager to try and watch this race as quickly as possible, but we will have another session to try and get it sorted as soon as possible. Sorry about that, Tim. You was all set and ready to go, weren't you, for the race?
Oh, it was, and it's kind of like Murphy's Law with this race today. Just if it's gonna go wrong, it's gonna have to. So now, and I'm not trying to predict the future here. I'm not trying to jinx anybody, but now we're gonna get the race started in the next session here. That'll be the third session that we've been in. So everything's gonna go smooth, but then watch there be complete and utter chaos going into turn 1. Just because,
Yeah, absolutely. But hopefully we'll get it. Just to confirm again, guys, if you just joined, this is not the race. We will have to do another restart of the race. The first one was because Tom 444 could not get back in his car. Second time, I think there was a bit of a mistake from the position. So hopefully we'll get the invites back in as soon as possible. But so bear in mind, guys, this is not the start, so we will have to quit on the race. Yeah, we're just quitting now. But yeah, I'll let you do the start, Tim, because to get that excitement started, as always.
Well, that is assuming that we're going to be able to get a start.
Absolutely. Well, hopefully we'll be confirmed that as soon as possible.
Better late than never.
Yeah, absolutely. Better late than... So sorry for the pause, guys. I'm just double checking on the updates to see if we can get another. Yes, we've got an invite now. So hopefully we'll get kicking off back in. Oh, thanks, mate. I just got your invite as well now.
Yeah, I got you.
I thought he was going to sing, I got you. I got you. Oh, God.
What is that a reference to?
I can't remember now. It just clicked. My head's just spinning now. Unfortunately, we will start. Hopefully, we'll get the confirmation of the standings as quickly as possible. Hopefully.
Until then, we can just have fun with it at this point.
Oh, definitely, definitely. I'll just send you a spare invite again just to make sure. Oh. Just waiting to see if there's any other updates going on, but hopefully third time's a lucky charm. Hopefully for third time lucky, and we're about to kick off at about 8:45 tonight of the race. Not the we've done the qualifying. Mr. Sky C is starting off on pole position with the first driver to hit the 29s in the Performance League. I think it was Tino Avalanche or Boy Better Know. I know that the two Toro Rossos was in second and third respectively, so they had some good times with the one of these. But I will say this now, the driver to watch out for tonight, and starting off on the best tyre so far, is Sab in the Ferrari team. He is in the medium tyre, whereas majority of the drivers have gone for the soft tyres just to get a good position in the Japanese Grand Prix. But bear in mind, they could go soft, hards. Just have to wait and see what happens on here, Tim. What's your thoughts? Do you think that's a good decision from Sab, or do you think it will be a different situation here?
Well, I don't think it really boils down to whether or not it's a good decision so much as what does he have to lose? Because, he doesn't have a podium, correct me if I'm wrong, but he doesn't have a podium yet in this season. And actually looking at the points right now, he's all the way down in 13th. In the points, 21 points behind Scope Builder. So at this point, while we're still early in the season, you might as well take a gamble like that. And honestly, I think that if he can manage his tires correctly, that it's going to pay off for him, and that he's going to gain some track position. Whether it's going to be quite enough to get a win, I'm not sure. I mean, because a lot of that also depends on how much pace you have.
Absolutely, absolutely.
But I mean, it's a bit of a gamble, but it's a smart gamble, and also, taking into consideration that the soft tires are going to wear out, about 8 laps in, and the medium tires will be able to last at least 15 or so.
Well, it's 27 lap race at Japanese Grand Prix. The Suzuka that Furuka has always nicknamed it. It's going to be hopefully with the track itself, the people who are on the soft tyres, they'll probably get the fresh tyres now. But if they did had worn out tyres, they would have lost it about at least two or three laps gone anyway. So it looks like we're about to kick off now, Tim. So I'll let you do the honours, mate, of kicking off the Japanese Grand Prix to start off with. All right?
All right. That'll work. I actually, I had a good train of thought going, and you ever had that moment where it just completely gets derailed? Well, that's exactly what happened. But we're about to start here anyway, so, that's going to be completely fine. Of course, we're going to have to look down the beautiful F1 paddock for a while the drivers line up. Then we'll have to watch our formation lap. But I do believe that this time we are going to get a race in, and hopefully we won't have utter carnage in turn 1 just to top it all off. I mean,
yeah.
These drivers, none of them are aggressive as far as, I can tell. So it's not like if that happened that it would be intentional by any means. It's just, like I said, Murphy's Law. If it's going to happen, if something bad can happen. It will happen. And that just seems like is plaguing our session here today.
Yeah, I'm hoping. Well, Mr. P is the only one who's just waiting for him to finish off. But oh, good evening to Gareth. How you doing, mate? You're alright. It says evening, boys. Shame to see it's not going to plan currently. Hopefully, it's third time lucky. We can try and cut the lobby crashes when it upload it and highlight it. Yeah, hopefully we'll be all cushy, as what Del Boy from Only Fools and Horses says back in the day in the UK. So, but third time lucky, third time's a charm. So yeah, just hopefully everyone's all ready up now. So Energy Dan's really lucky that he doesn't get pressed on the button. So hopefully Spud will be the only one that's set up prop on this. Just waiting to see what happens here now. But like I said, good evening to Gareth. I hope you enjoy the session now hopefully for the third time lucky. Miss Scott, I was going to keep saying Scott. Mr. Sky C is in pole position at the minute, so he'll have to watch out for the two Toro Rosso boys in the top three at the moment. But like I said, the driver to watch out for in the best tyre wear situation would be Sab. As long as he doesn't get any any collisions, shall we say, or anything like that, I think he'll have a good session. He could have a good race tonight.
Are you okay, Malk? Like, is your voice fine?
Hello?
Malk, are you there?
Yeah. Hello?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right. Yeah, I don't know. For a minute, I thought there was some audio issues, but yeah, I mean, like, how is your voice holding up, Malk? Because you said that you were losing it there.
Oh, okay. Right. Unfortunately, I was just paused there for a sec. Right. Unfortunately, I think we will have to restart the session again as the drive.
What happened?
So unfortunately, the grid has not been placed again correctly. But this is what I mean. If the drivers don't tell the admin where they were originally, how are they going to know everything on this? So unfortunately, this is going to be for the fourth time now. We will start the session now. Fourth time is going to start. So I apologise again, guys. We will kick off properly this time.
This has definitely been an eventful attempt to race for the Invictus Racing League.
Yes, it has. It has definitely. But hopefully, this will be the fourth time now. The fourth time, and we'll be all sorted now. So hopefully we'll get the confirmation of the race sorted again. Again, Tim, with this, tell me about the update from last week. What was your thought of last week's race properly? Tell us about it, since I wasn't here.
Well, I mean, as I said, Scope Filter, he was able to, walk off with the win there. If I remember correctly, Yas had a pretty good car. It's actually really very fuzzy, so it's hard for me to remember everything that happened. But I do know that Scope Filter, of course, he was able to pull out ahead and get a win. And I think it came down to time penalties. But I also might be mixing up the Equal League with the Performance League. I'm sorry, you kind of put me on the spot there. I just I can't remember everything from it.
No, sorry, mate. I didn't mean to put you under that spot.
Oh, no, you're good. You're good.
It's just because obviously I like to know what happened last week, because obviously I wasn't here due to personal reasons and stuff. So hopefully, hopefully we would like to see some quality action tonight at the Suzuka that Furuoka track at Japanese Grand Prix. Hopefully we'll probably kick off again in a minute, but Tim, I'll let you carry on with some of the updates while I'll just get a quick drink before we kick off. Alright mate, I'll be right back.
Alright. And, you know, we definitely don't want Malk to lose his voice here. I feel bad for him, actually, because I was a little sick yesterday. And so, you know, we were talking before, and he said, well, okay, I'm going to I'm going to try to talk a lot for you to make sure that, you know, that you're rested. And so I guess in doing so, he has actually hurt his voice. So now I feel bad. But, I mean, hey, that's just what happens. And I know that many times before, my voice will even get very groggy and scratchy here. But right now, we're just waiting for the admin for Sir Spud, you know, and all the drivers to get in here, make sure that everyone's readied up. And we're going to try to get this underway. You know, if you've stuck with this for this entire time, I'm just going to thank you for that. Because this has been, well, I'm not going to say frustrating so much as just strange. You know, that we're just constantly having to jump to different lobbies because of whatever reason or another. And so if you're just patient enough to sit there and kick back and watch the stream and just watch us kind of banter and watch us constantly move away, you know, move between lobbies, I mean, hey, you are definitely a dedicated F1 2019 fan. Possibly a dedicated race fan even, I hope so anyway. Does not look like many drivers are readied up. In fact, no drivers are readied up at the moment. So, alright, yes, Sir Spud, it actually says that the host has changed the session option. So Sir Spud, he's probably making sure that everything is, you know, is set accordingly. So we're going to get underway here before too long. So long as we don't have to jump to another session, because as Malk said, this is the 4th session that we've had to jump into. And it all started when TL44S, for whatever reason, got disconnected from the first session and was unable to rejoin and get in his car. He could not select his car. So we had to restart, go to a new session. But then there was an issue with the lineup. And so that's how we got to what is now our 4th session.
I'm back. All good in the hood, mate. Thank you very much
back
for that.
In black.
We're the commentary people in back on that one. So it's all good and stuff. So looks like we're about to kick off with the race. That was perfect timing as well. So Tim, I know you've just discussed about what the updates of what happened, but can you do another? I'll let you do the honours of starting up the race if you want, if you're okay.
Oh yeah, that's fine.
No worries. So Tim, we'll start off with the Japanese Grand Prix, and then we'll carry on as normal for the 4th time. Lucky now.
Now, technically, this is the 5th Japanese Grand Prix for the Invictus Racing League's Performance League today. But this might be the only one that we're able to complete, so this will be scored as official.
Hopefully,
of course. Yeah. Of course, wait for all the drivers to ready up right now. Then we will start our formation lap.
Yeah. So just waiting for Boy Better Know to finish up loading his screen. And everyone else is all set and ready to go for the Japanese Grand Prix. So here we go. Here we go. There we go. We're kicking off now. So we should load up the screen now. Hopefully, for the 4th time lucky in this race, we will have the proper race to start off with. So far, so good.
Down the beautiful F1 paddock.
I bet they're sick and tired of us looking at the paddock on that one. But
I'm almost sick and tired of looking at the paddock.
Yeah, to be fair, I've been waiting here for an autograph for the commentary stuff, but no. But yeah, just see how it goes. So as far as I know, we've not heard any other updates. It looks like that everything's all okay. Touch wood. I don't want to jinx it, yeah. I don't want to jinx it, Tim. Please say don't jinx it. So Spud's kicking off now.
Yeah, don't.
So Spud's kicking it off now. Everyone should have to... I've got about 20 seconds left now. So Tim, will you do the honours of starting up the Japanese Grand Prix, mate?
Yes, I will, as there's now 12, 11, and 10 seconds on that countdown clock before we start our formation lap. Kind of wish that we could skip the formation lap, but, you know, it gives the drivers a nice... I found, at least in the career mode, that the formation lap for me kind of gives me a minute to calm down before the race actually starts. And now there's actually an audio issue on my side for whatever reason. Oh, no, there is no formation lap, and now the race is underway. Mr. Sky Z in the first position, out to an early lead. Boy Better Know in second.
Oh!
Luke Bailey in third. Is Ton Almanac. Someone's been off the track now.
Ferocious Dan has just gone off the track there. I thought there was going to be a formation lap, but it looks like we're all about to kick off here. Oh, well, already kicked off here. Manic start at the Japanese Grand Prix here, Tim.
And Mr. Skies, he's still out in the lead, trailing, or Boy Better Know right on his gearbox, right on his bumper. Luke Bailey 14, right on the gearbox of Boy Better Know SB. So it is Mr. Sky, Boy Better Know, and Luke Bailey. What has happened back here? Take a look at TL44S Sav.
Whoa, what's happened there? Energy Dan has just lost the car twice now. I don't know if he... On my screen, it looked like he completely lost the car, completely. That is weird stuff going on, but Boy Better Know could be closing in on Mr. Sky Z for first place here. Oh, Steven moves up to 10th place, so Spud drops down to 11th place here.
On board with Boy Better Know right now. He's getting the slipstream from Mr. Sky Z, and he's going to try to make a move.
Oh, what did he off?
Will it stick?
No!
And he goes off. He goes wide. Boy Better Know goes wide in that corner.
Oh, this is manic stuff here. Oh, he's going for it.
Side by side and wheel to wheel on the outside. Boy Better Know overtakes Mr. Sky Z to lead this first lap and the fastest lap of the session. 1:35.818. Complete an amazing pass by Boy Better Know.
This is an absolute belter of a race here at the Suzuka da Veruca. Energy Dan's got a 5-second speed penalty for speed in the pit lane. Manic stuff.
He does not lose it. He almost did. He got a little loose. He clipped the grass going through the S's, and he spun. I thought for a minute he was going to lose, but he actually got it under control. How he did, I have no idea, but he got very lucky. Boy Better Know still in the lead. Mr. Sky Z right behind him. Behind Mr. Sky is Luke Bailey, 14, then Ton Almanac, your points leader, Scope Leader in the 5th position.
Yeah.
This is still just an amazing race. About the top 5 are just about nose to tail here.
We've got 6 cars. 6 cars for the lead. Well, maybe 7 now. This is a manic start for lap 2 of 27 of the Suzuka da Veruca at the Invictus Racing League. The the Performance League. I said the F3 there, sorry. It's the Performance League. Manic stuff here. Mr. P could be closing in on Scope Fielder. To be fair though, Boy Better Know is doing a cracking job here to try and avoid Mr. Sky Z, but this could be a belt here. Like I said to him, and Mr. Sky Z might do what Boy Better Know tried earlier on, 130R on the outside. I'll tell you what, if you can do an overtake at 130R, you're an absolute legend, whatever happens there. Oh my god, Mr. P has just made the move there on top 444. Mr. Sky Z's done the fastest lap of the race, 130. No! Tom 444 still the fastest lap of the race, 135 for lap.
Wheel side by side. Boy Better Know and Mr. Sky Z on the inside, and now there's contact. There's contact between Boy Better Know and Mr. Sky, and also Luke Bailey involved. Some front wing damage probably to Boy Better Know and to Luke Bailey. I don't know if Mr. Sky Z has any damage at all or not. Riding on board with Luke Bailey right now as we're watching the battle ahead. Boy Better Know, he's now starting to lose some time to Mr. Sky Z. I do believe that there is some wing damage. In fact, yes, there is those end plates on the side. The left one, or excuse me, the right one on Boy Better Know's car, the right end plate on the wing, it is gone. There is some wing damage, and I don't know about Luke Bailey. And yes, the right end plate on the wing on his car is gone as well. So, major development here is Boy Better Know and Luke Bailey. They had contact with Mr. Sky. Basically, Boy Better Know got into the back of Mr. Sky, and Luke Bailey got into the back of Boy Better Know in turn 1. It was just a big jumble and now a big development as Boy Better Know and Luke Bailey both have wing damage.
Yeah, that is just unfortunate stuff. You don't want to get them. Oh my God, who was that? Luke Bailey's just gone off a little bit off the track. Don Avalanche just moved up to third place. So what a move there from Don Avalanche. We've got at least 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 car battle here from Don Avalanche. Well, Don Avalanche here. Manic stuff. Scope! What a move! What a move, Mr. P, side by side.
Mr. P just saw a gap open and he just took it. He just dove right underneath Luke Bailey.
We might have a three. We might have a three in the bed. Oh, could it be? No. No, we had two in the beds. Situation there. What? Luke Bailey's dropping down like a domino effect here. Energy down, score 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. He didn't want that at all. He did not want that at all there, Tim. What are you watching so far?
Still watching Luke Bailey drop, but I'm going to change it up. Look at Sab right now, riding on board with him. Now going to take a look at TL44S as he is closing in on Mr. P. Might be making a move here soon, and he gets a lot of speed through that corner, and he is right on the back of Mr. P right now. Mr. P has a mirror full of TL44S. Don't think he's going to try to overtake just yet. I think he's just going to try to run nose to tail here. But TL44S really putting pressure on Mr. P. Meanwhile, going to check on our points leader of Scope Builder. He's in the 4th position now. Already, he is in a position to where maybe he has a podium going for him. Ton Albanok in 3rd. Closing in on Boy Better Know, who also has wing damage. Meanwhile, Mr. Sky Z in the 1st position is out there on a track of his own. 2.9 seconds ahead of the second and 3rd place Toro Rosso cars, which Ton Albanok just made a move on Boy Better Know. So Boy Better Know now in the 3rd position, Ton Albanok in 2nd, and Ton Albanok is now going to chase after Mr. Sky Z, but it is a 3-second gap as Boy Better Know pulls into the pits. 3 seconds Ton Albanok has to make up to catch Mr. Sky Z. Turn all the power modes up. Granted, this is early in the race, but you need track position.
Oh, absolutely unbelievable stuff. And you know what I said earlier? Whoever makes the overtake at 130R, the legend. I just saw Ton Avalanche just did the overtake. I know not on the outside, but just did an overtake at the 130R. But what a move there from Ton Avalanche there. Just done it there as well. So fantastic stuff there. But we're still watching Top 404S on in 6th place at the moment here on lap 527 of the Invictus Race League, the Performance League stuff here, with myself, Malk, and the legendary Tim on the commentary box here tonight. But like I said, Mr. Sky holding on for 1st place. If you just joined us, there was a little bit of contact between Luke Bailey and Boy Better Know. So both drivers have both lost a bit of their front wings, which is why they've lost a bit of time there. So Boy Better Know has gone for the hard tyres, Luke Bailey's gone for the medium tyres. So I will not be surprised if Boy Better Know goes all the way to the end. I will not be surprised, to be fair. But with the tyre wear situations with Suzuka, the hard tyres should last about definitely over halfway of the marker, so probably about 15 laps, probably 15 to 18 laps, and probably about 9 laps on the softs, 8 to 9 laps, but just depend. That's just fresh ones, as in like not being touched or anything like that at all. So interesting stuff here, ladies and gentlemen. Trying to see that we've got a couple of battles going on here, Tim. We might go back to Sap and Mr. P on the battle with Scope Fielder here. Well, actually, I might go to Mr. P here. I might go close in on Scopefielder for 3rd place here. What do you see in this action going on here, Tim?
Well, I'm riding on board with Mr. P. He basically has the best view right now. Ton Albanok still up there in 2nd. Scopefielder, I really think that he's just biding his time right now. He's trying to conserve his tires. He's not trying to drive it hard, and it doesn't sound like Mr. P is driving it hard either. I think these drivers are just right now getting settled in and just trying to manage tires, and they know that there's still a long race to go yet. So they're just not going to be making a lot of moves here soon. Which, that is the smart thing to do, is just, save your stuff, conserve. A race is not won on the 1st lap. A race isn't always won even on the 6th lap.
Absolutely. That's why I said you're a legend, because you say it's spot on those quotes there. But like I said, Mr. P is going to try and close in on Scope, but Sab's more closer to Mr. P than Mr. P is to Scope here. So I'm going to watch it from Sab's car point of view here. But bear in mind though, Sab's in the medium tyres. Nigel Gash and O'Stephen and Mike are all on the medium tyres, as well as Luke Bailey as well. But they're closely into like the top 10 at the moment here. But fantastic. Oh, Sab's gone wide.
Just a little bit wide.
And because of that, he's gone a little bit wide. And Sab has got 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. Good evening to SJD. I hope you're okay, mate. Alive and kicking, shall we say. So Sab could have a chance on the DRS straight here. Oh, Mr. P. Will Mr. P. He's also got the DRS, but can he try? He's already defensive. Could be. No. Mr. P is just defending here, and he defends well here on this track here. Coming to the S's, well, according to Centre S's section here. But like I said, Sab's doing everything possible here. If Nitrogas and O'Stephen can try and catch up to these two drivers here, to the drivers in 4th, 5th and 6th respectively, we might see a good battle here for the medium drivers coming up soon. Don't you agree here, Tim?
For the drivers on the medium tires, yes, but I don't see Nitro Gas catching Perez until the pit stops. What happened now? Sab is off the track.
Sab went to the corner there, but I don't know if he just lost the braking point. I can't remember who the car was. I don't know if that was the Force India. I might be wrong. I do apologise if I get it wrong. But Sab went to the side. It was not hit on the side, and he's just lost the car completely. I will have to have a look at it again. So I do apologise if I get it not completely right here. SJD says, alive and kicking indeed. Any moves through 130R yet? Meg Lugby made me look like a fool there last night. Yes, Ton Avalanche just gone on the outside, gone on the inside of Boy Better Now with the two Toro Rossos battling out on 130R. So that's immaculate stuff there. So I do feel sorry for Sab, because he would have been on pole position to do well this race, to be fair. But I'd like to see that again from that point of view, because from my point of view, it looked like Sab went to the corner, and I don't know if he just tried to brake, but this is like on my screen. I don't know if it was different on anyone else's screen, but could be different there. But yeah, just see what happens. It's not. But like Mike, O'Stephen and Nitrogas are in the 6, 7 and 8 respectively on the medium tyres. So Mike is trying to close in on O'Stephen now for 7th place. Whatever happens here tonight, Mike started off at the back after I'm not sure what exactly happened with the qualifying, but he started off last here. And at the moment in time, from 15 to 8, that's a good move there, Tim. What's your thoughts so far of the race? Who are you watching so far?
I'm on board with Briggsy 500, who is got a decent view of the battle between Mike and O'Stephen. Shortly, though, we're going to ride on board with Mike, as we are right now on board with that McLaren, as he is slowly closing the gap on O'Stephen at 002. He's using that slipstream as much as he can, trying to get just as close as he can, but he don't think it's going to work here. It's not this lap.
Absolutely. But we've got a couple of battles going on here, Tim. We've got Spud might lose our battle on Ferocious Dan in 12th and 13th. We've got Mr. P trying to close in on Scopefielder for 3rd and 4th respectively. And also we've got, like I said, we have a 3-car battle. But Ferocious Dan might have the inside moment here before 130R. Can they try? Oh, who's that? Luke Bailey might be at the back of Spud here. So we might have a 3-car battle here for 12th place position here. Ferocious Dan is trying to pull away as quickly as possible here. We've got a tyre wear deck situation here, difference here. So O'Stephen's, what's happened to O'Stephen? O'Stephen looks like...
I don't know what happened to O'Stephen, but he's just now getting back up to speed, so I'm assuming that maybe he spun or got off the track or something. I was watching the same battle that you were. But O'Stephen now back down to the 9th position, so Mike and Briggsy both got by him. Now Briggsy right on the bumper of Mike SI, and he's going to try, well, he's not trying to overtake just yet, but he's trying to stay just as close as he possibly can to him.
Yeah, absolutely. But like I said, the guys who are on the medium tyres, I have not mentioned anything to Nigel Gash or to Mike or to O'Stephen before the start of the race, like thinking that they would... I always say good luck to them, I always do. And then something happens there, but I'm not going to say any more because I don't want any jinx on those drivers, because they're you know what I mean? Nigel Gash, I've said this every time here, Tim. Nigel Gash deserves a big podium here. He deserves a podium. He's had some rotten luck, and I will say this now, rotten luck, and I'm trying to give him encouragement here because he's one of those drivers who does the best Midlands accent. When I say Midlands accent, like my accent basically, Tim, but I just wish that Nigel Gash would do well. That's it. Now, if I said that, I do apologise if it goes wrong here, but Briggsy, but that Giggsy trying to close in on Mike now for 7th place here, Tim, but we've got a 3-car bar here for 3rd place with Scope, Mr. P and Tom 444. So they're the ones who are still on the soft tyres. They've not pitted yet. I'll double check again. Yeah, the top 10 have not pitted as well as Sir Spud. So Boy Better Know, Luke Bailey and Froshistan are the only ones who have not... Boy Better Know, Luke Bailey, Froshistan have all had a pit. Whereas the rest of the drivers have all had no pits whatsoever. So I would not be surprised if we have the one stop to do here. But here's an interesting question for you here, Tim. Would the undercut be the beneficial way, or do you think it's not going to work?
To make a pass?
Yes.
You know, that's actually a good question, but I mean, I think it can, but honestly, my method of passing is more or less just get up beside the guy and try to get on the inside and try to use the slipstream and duck out, duck out as late as possible. I'm sorry, I'm losing my train of thought here.
It's all right, mate. It's all right.
Right now, I'm watching the battle between Mike and Briggsy. I thought for a minute that Briggsy was going to maybe go off the track there, but he kept it under control. But these guys definitely driving on the edge as Mr. P is now in the pits. That moves Nitro Gash up to the 5th position, followed by Mike and Briggsy. Sab now in the 8th position, so he's still able to sort of recover from that spin earlier. Steven in the 9th position. Mr. P is rejoining this race now. Looks like he's going to rejoin in the 10th position in that racing point machine. So still in the points position right now. He has gone ahead and fitted the medium tires. So 0 laps on those medium tires for Mr. P right now as he rejoins this race. Going back to take a look at Briggsy and Mike. Briggsy is gaining on Mike just a little bit, and he's using that slipstream. Briggsy gets off in the grass just a little bit, and I think he might have cut a corner just then. I don't know if he's going to get a time penalty for that or not. I don't think so. I don't know. Maybe he got a warning, but it was definitely a close call nonetheless. But, hey, I'm not going to judge him for it.
No, definitely not. We're trying everything we can on the commentary box here. We're on lap 11:27 of the Invictus Racing League Performance League. We do apologise for the guys who are just joining the session thinking what's going on. We've had Tom 444 could not get back into the car after he got kicked before the formation lap started. So, and there was about 2 or 3 times where the grids, the editing grids were not in the correct order at the time. So yeah, let's just see what happens here.
Sab, he is really close on Briggsy. Very, very close on Briggsy. He almost was thinking about an overtake, but he did not make it stick. Sab on those medium tires, but they're just as old as Briggsy, and now he goes underneath Briggsy, and he has cleared him going down the straightaway. Sab now in the 6th position, 5th position now because of the pit stop.
Absolutely. What a move there from Sab there to a recovery from what happened earlier on. After the first sector part there, SJD's made a comment, says, from my practice the soft tyres really didn't lose too much time throughout the stint. They can do 12 to 40 laps at a steady pace, so I'm not sure the undercut will pay off. Ooh, okay. Block said, I wasn't sure at the time, but Schofield has pitted, Mr. Skysea's pitted for both the medium tyres, so soft to mediums is the way forward. But at the time, you think if they did have the worn-out tyres, would it have been a different race at the time? Who knows? Who knows? But fair play to Mike. He's in 4th place at the minute. He started off at 15th. At the moment, he's in 14th place. Tom Avalanche is in 1st place. Tom in 2nd place. You've got Nigel Gash is in 3rd. Sab's just got a little bit wide, hence why he's got a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. Good evening to the F2. It says overcut is more likely. New tyres take a lap or 2 to warm up and will be more likelihood to create mistakes. Yes. Oh, Tom and Avalanche and Tom 44 have both pitted now, so there'll be no more soft tyres now. Here's a question for you now, Tim. Do you think Nitric Gas, Mike and Sab will go for the soft tyres, or do you think they'll go for the hard tyres in the next few laps? Well, Sab's going to... Oh!
Sab goes right on the outside of Mike, and that was an amazing move on those medium tires. Sab now moves into the second position. Mike trying to get back at Sab, trying to maybe get his position back, but it's not going to work. Sab is slowly but surely pulling away from Mike. That was an impressive move, and that just came out of absolute nowhere.
Absolutely. What a move there from Sab. Sab's really trying to... I think he's on angry mode. Forget Angry Birds, you've got angry mode on that one to try and get back into this. And he's doing a fantastic job as well, Sab, to try and get back into the podium stuff now. After that little bit of a contact earlier on in the race there. So on lap 30 and 27, we're not even hitting, well, just about over hitting the halfway mark here. It was Energy Dan who said overcut is more likely. New tyres to take a lap or two to wall and will be more likelihood to create mistakes. But like I said, anything can happen. Sir Spud's retired! What's happened to Sir Spud?
I have no idea what happened to Sir Spud. I was actually going to ask you that. Briggsy just got a time penalty, by the way. But, yeah, not sure what happened to Sir Spud, but he is now out of this race. Both Haas cars out of this race now.
So Sir Spud is out of the race now. Energy Dance was out of the race earlier on in the race. Sir Spud has now been DNF'd. I'm hoping to find out what's going on there from yellow flags on sectors 1 and 2. I've got a feeling it'll be where after the first sector, you know, when you go two right-handers before the bridge. I don't know if he just lost control there or what. Luke Bailey's got a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. This will be interesting stuff. I think it will be based on penalties. This
whoa, Briggsy 500. He got loose. He got into the grass. He got loose, and now he's in the wall. And a good run for Briggsy.
Oh no!
He got into the wall. His rear tire just clipped the grass, and he got loose. I thought for a minute he saved it, but he just spun into the wall. And now there's a Red Bull just ahead of him. That is O. Stevens. What happened to him?
Oh, Stephen looked like he lost the car going up the hill from the sector S's there, the section S's there. But like I said, Nitric Gas is in the lead now in first place. Sab's trying closing on Nitric Gas now for 1.8 seconds now. Mike's slowly trying to catch up to Sab, slowly trying to catch up. But like I said, Sab's, I did say at the start to watch out for is Sab in the Ferrari car in the medium tyre. So I would not be surprised if he goes on the soft tyres. Now, normally it's like a 20-second gap, 20 to 25-second pit stop. Now, if I look at the leaderboard situation here, if Sab pits now, say 25 seconds, he will drop down to probably about 9th, 10th, possibly, between 9th and 10th. But if he does that, that'll be a good opportunity there for Sab to try and get on the softs and boost his way back into the race for the podium stuff for tonight. I can't pick a winner. Can you pick a winner tonight?
You know, I can't pick a winner either. I mean, you know, Mr. Sky Z, he's in the 4th position right now, so he looks like he's in the catbird seat.
Oh!
But these guys that are on mediums right now, what happened, Matt?
Frostam makes the move on Luke Bailey now for 9th, respectively now. Oh, Stephen moves on to 11th. Briggsy has dropped down to 12th place now because of pit stops now. So far, we've got 2 battles going on. We've got Scope and Tom 4 and Frostam, Luke Bailey now for the 7th, 8th, 9th and 10th, respectively here, Tim. But I'm going to go on to Scope and Tom 4 because they're the ones who are already on the medium tyres, to be fair. So this is quite interesting stuff here. Do you think Sab could win the race tonight, or do you think there'll be another shock tonight?
Well,
Tim, sorry.
Looking at the board right here, and looking at the board right here, and Sab goes just a little bit wide, but he saves it. No issue there. But yeah, looking at the board here, I do think that you know, the soft tires for these 3 drivers are really the only way to go. And even if the soft tires don't make it, it's still literally their best chance to win or get a podium here. I'm not I don't want to commit and say that Sav or Nitro Gas or Mike can pull off this win, because as it's looking right now, as soon as they do pit, Mr. Sky Z is going to be in a huge lead.
Absolutely. And Tom 414 has just gone ahead of Schofield for 7th place now. I want to try and get back to Sab's part here. At the moment here, I have got like if you're watching my stream on the Twitch channel, I always have the speeder monitor or the telemetry part. I'll find out what they're doing on the ERS mode. He's on 20% of it, but Nitrogas has got full on like 40% of the ERS mode. So Saab needs to try and think of ERS mode, but Nitrogas is already. He hasn't got much fuel. He's on less fuel, so he needs to watch out for the fuel situations here as well. But between these two drivers here, we could have a good battle here between Nitrogas and Saab. Fantastic stuff here. Can Nitrogas hold on for first place, or would Saab try and pull away? Try and get into Nitrogas and pull away here. But bear in mind, I'm watching this now. Nitrogas is on less fuel. He needs to watch out for the fuel. And I think that's why Nitrogas is slowing down. Oh no, Saab's lost a little bit of the back end there. So he'll lose out so much time there.
Yeah, I was actually riding on board with Saab when he got just a little loose there. And he corrected it. He did a good job at saving it, but definitely lost a lot of valuable time. But it doesn't look like it really hindered it too much, as he is just digging and digging at that gap yet again. Saab very, very fast here.
Yeah, absolutely. We've got a couple of battles going on. Nitrogas Saab, which we're watching live and exclusive for the Invictus Racing League, the Performance League. You've got Tom 4 and Mr. P for 5th and 6th respectively. Mike's just gone into the pits now after that 16 laps of the meme tire, so he's coming out in 9th place. Saab's got a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. Bear in mind though, Saab has got penalties. I'm not sure if Nitrogas has got penalties as well. Tom 4-4's got a time penalty. Someone did have the fastest lap of the race. I'm not sure who it is. It was Briggsy who got the fastest lap of the race. So far, Saab's trying to close in on Nitrogas. I think Saab's trying to get past him because of the penalty situation. So far, I think he's got at least 6 or 9 seconds with a penalty. So, because he did go wide a few occasions after turn 13, 14, we might have a...
using that slipstream, trying to go on the inside of Nitro Gas. And he does. He makes a pass and makes it cleanly. He goes just a little bit wide. Is he going to get a penalty for that? No, he does not. Saab making it stick and using every inch of the racetrack that he can.
Yeah, so Saab and Nitrogas are pitted. They're both pitted. Oh my God, this is an absolute...
And this is a juicy development.
Right. 9 laps left of this Invictus Racing League, the Performance League. Oh my God, Nitrogas is right at the back of Saab here now. This is make or break with the soft toss. Where's Mike? I'm interested to find out where Mike is now. Ferocious just got ahead of Saab. So Mike will join the battle here for the soft tyres. Ferocious is already on 16 laps of the hard tyre here. We've got a 3-car battle here for... but yeah, Nitrogas will try and have a go at Saab in a minute, but like I said, Nitrogas has got full-on ERS mode now, so he should try and catch up to Saab, whatever happens here. But Saab could be the one to watch tonight, as I said.
Riding on board right now with Nitro Gas, watching this battle with Saab and Ferocious Dance, and now riding on board with Saab, and he is all up on the back bumper of Ferocious Dan. He's going to try to make a move very, very soon. Look for him to make a move this lap. Ferocious Dan on those hard tires, there is a significant advantage in Saab's favor.
Yeah, absolutely, because he's on the fresher soft tires compared to Ferocious Dan's 16 lap hard tires here. But bear in mind, Saab could do what he'd just done earlier with Nitrogas, and he could do it again before the end of the second sector here. Goes side by side before the 130R. Fantastic stuff from Saab there. He's got just holding on the corner there on 130R So Froschdan will have the DRS, but he'll have to watch out for Nitrogash and Mike, because that'll be another battle there. Mr. P trying to close it on Tom 4 now for third place here through the S section here. We've got
riding on board right now with Mr. P.
Go
ahead now.
Yeah, carry on, Tim. I'm just going to see if there's other battles going on so far.
All right. Well, riding on board here with Mr. P, it does not look like he's really closing that gap. In fact, it looks like TL44S is actually pulling away from Mr. P. That's not what that Racing Point machine wants to see, not what they want to see at all, but it's what they're going to have to deal with right now.
Absolutely.
However, he does gain a little bit of time in the slow section, those really tight corners.
Yeah, absolutely stuff here. Frantic stuff here at the Invictus Racing League Performance League here. Like I say, we're on lap 19.27, 8 laps remaining. Can Mr. Sky C get his second ever win in the Performance League of his Performance League career? But like I said, manic stuff here. Can Mr. Sky C get his second ever win on the Performance League career? Or can Ton Avalanche try and close it? But I would watch out for Sab, Nitrogash and Mike, because if they're on top form in the next few laps here, the medium tyres should last anyway. They should last anyway, but I will not be surprised if Sab or Nitrogash or Mike can try and close in on the top 5, probably at least here tonight. Would you agree with that, Tim?
Yes, I would, because it looks like Sab has a pretty fast car. He has about 3 seconds, almost 4 seconds to make up the scope builder, but it's going to be a close one for sure. I don't know if a podium is really feasible for them, but do keep in mind that with 8 laps to go here, these medium tires are going to start to show some wear. They're not going to have major fall off, but they are going to start showing some wear here fairly soon, I feel like. And if the drivers haven't already lost a little bit of grip, I'm sure that they will soon. So these soft tires might be a miracle podium in the works, but I don't think it's going to be a miracle win.
Oh, we'll have to wait and see what happens here. But anything could happen here with 7 laps left. It's like picking a lottery ticket to win. It could be your lucky day, it could be not, but you just have to make sure you're consistent enough to win, or to try at least attempt to get into the podium stuff here tonight. But at the moment here, Mr. Sky C doing a grand job at the minute in first place. You got so second is Tom Avalanche, third is Tom 44. Tom 44 has done a brilliant job. I'm sure Carrot Soup, if he's still watching the stream, I'm sure he'll be absolutely delighted with the podium stuff here for Tom 4. But he has to watch out for Mr. P, trying his very hardest to try and get into the podium stuff here tonight. But so far, there's only 2 battles going on. We've got Nitrogash Mike in 7th and 8th, and we've got Tom 44 and Mr. P for 3rd and 4th, respectively. But I've seen a few drivers have already pitted. I'm guessing they're trying to go for the fastest lap of the race here, with Sab getting that out to do it there. But Brixie's got a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. However, I reckon it'll be down to who gets the less penalties here. Bear in mind, Sab's got at least 6 seconds, if I remembered it right. I think Scope's got a penalty. I'm not sure about Mr. P, Tom 44, or Tom Avalanche, but I don't know if Mr. Scorsese has got a penalty as well. But it's hard for us. Shame they haven't got like an extra feature here to say how many penalties the guys have had. So they would have dropped down the places, whatever happens here. But, Tim, I'll let you carry on.
Well, hint, hint, Codemasters, please give us that the ability to see the time penalties. That would be awesome if you could do that. But Mr. Sky Z still in the lead, obviously, a 3.3 second lead over Ton Albanach. Just going to go down through the field here. TL44S in the 3rd position. 1.8 seconds behind him is F1 Mr. P. Scope Builder, your points leader, in the 5th position. Sab in 6th, who is right on the bumper of Scope Builder. We're going to stick with this here because he has caught Scope Builder. He has absolutely caught him quicker than I thought he would. And Sab, he's going to go on the outside. He's going to try anyway. He's running his gearbox. He's going to try to go on the outside. They are side by side and wheel to wheel, and now Sab is right in front of Scope Builder. He clears him with ease. Good move by Sab.
Fantastic stuff there from Sab. He really is on top form on here. He's trying everything he can. Lap 22, 27, 5 laps remaining. 5 laps remaining. Compared to the time of the leaderboard, 12 seconds behind Mr. Sky C. So if he keeps up going as what he's doing currently now, I would not be surprised if you can get him within the next 4 laps.
So you're thinking that Saab can catch Mr. Sky Z so far as he keeps current pace?
I think if the rate that Saab's doing at the minute, if he can keep going and getting past the other drivers quickly, I would not be surprised if Saab gets into the podium stuff tonight. I would be very, like I said, it's going to be touch and go. As long as he doesn't make any mistakes, he might have a slight chance to try and close in on Mr. Sky Z for, or definitely against Torn Avalanche for second place. But the way it's going at the minute, I'm going to go back to the leaderboard at the minute. 11.8 seconds now, the gap. 11.8 seconds now, the gap between himself and Mr. Sky Z. That is going to be, if he can try and pull it off, that'll be a fantastic drive there. But Mr. P's just got a little bit wide there, so he might catch it to Mr. P for 4th place here. But this is going to be a frantic game. Ferocious-Dan, I'm going to go back to Ferocious-Dan, but I'll let you carry on here, Tim.
Well, I'm currently watching Mr. P, and just watching that red Ferrari behind him close that gap. And I don't think it's a matter of if he catches Mr. P. I think it's a matter of when. Anything beyond that, I don't know. But Saab definitely going to get a 4th place here so far as he keeps the current pace. But then he's going to have about 2-ish seconds to make up on TL44S. And Saab's tires are already 5 laps old. So even though the soft tires, you said that someone mentioned that they didn't fall off as much, that might play into Saab's hands, but I still feel like those soft tires are going to lose grip here very soon. But Saab might be doing a good job at conserving his tires. We're just going to have to see where this plays out, as it is now lap 23 of 27. Riding on board with Saab right now as they are going through those really slow, tight right-handers, coming to the hairpin. What's going to happen on the entry here as he does close the gap a little bit on Mr. P? How is he going to do on this exit? He's closed the gap significantly in that hairpin. Saab with just a significant advantage on those soft tires. Brand new soft tires, well, relatively new, versus old medium tires that is on Mr. P's car. And just in front of Mr. P, TL44S has now dropped significantly. So it looks like Saab will be able to maybe get a podium here at least, because not only can he see Mr. P, he can also see TL44S right ahead of Mr. P. So he's got 2 cars that he can work on here in the next few laps.
If he can get the overtake here on Mr. P now, and if what I'm seeing is what I'm believing here, if that's Tom 44 just ahead, side by side, 2 in a bed, could be a 2 in a bed situation here between Saab and Mr. P. Saab gets ahead of Mr. P. So Saab is really on fire at the minute to really try to get into the podium stuff here tonight. Briggsy has DNF'd earlier on from probably about a lap ago, and he's left the session now. So Energy Dad, so Spud and Briggsy are the only ones with the DNFs tonight. We're on lap 24, 27 on the Invictus Racing League, the Performance League. We're sorry for the delay of the stream because of technical issues. Obviously Tom 44's car did not get in, and there was a few issues with the custom grid, so unfortunately that's why there was a bit of a delay. So but yeah, we'll just wait and see if Saab can try and close in on Tom 44. It's a shame because Tom 44 has done a magnificent job to try and get into the podium stuff here tonight. Do you agree, Tim?
Yes, actually he has, and I'm watching the battle right now, and Saab is closing that gap and closing it significantly. So I think that by this time next lap, Saab will be, if not ahead of TL44S, he'll be battling for him down this straightaway, because he is just absolutely closing that gap very, very quickly. And I really just think that at this point, TL44S is along for the ride and just kind of hoping that his tires hold on, because, I mean, you know, of course the medium tires, there's only 12 laps on them, so they're not too worn down, in the grand scheme of things. But when you put them up against soft tires, I mean, they're just going to lose out. And Saab is right on the bumper now of TL44S, and TL44S, he just lets him go by.
Yeah,
he wasn't going to fight it. He just let him go.
Yeah, to be fair, Saab, bear in mind, Saab has got at least 6 seconds worth of penalties, so this could be make or break here. If Tom 444 can try and hold on at least 6 seconds between himself and Tom 444, might have a chance for him to get back into the podium stuff.
We'll have to see what happens here. I'm glad you've been able to keep track of the penalties. I'll always lose track of them, but I'm sure that Sab knows about those penalties, and I'm sure that he is just trying to gain every bit of position that he can to try to get the best finish here.
Yeah, if you don't mind, Tim, just to make sure, if you want to check it, if you want to press start, you can go and check on the race director, and you can check the penalties properly. I'll just try and remember which ones had penalties, but as far as I know, Sab has got at least 2 lots of penalties, which is 6 seconds worth of penalties. So at the minute, Tom 444 is a second behind Sab, but Sab can see Tarn Avalanche now. Sab can see Tarn Avalanche for second place now. So we're interested to see if you could. Hopefully, we'll get a proper update of the timing standings here. Sorry, of the penalty stuff. We're on lap 26, the penultimate lap of the Invictus League, the Performance League stuff. Mr. Sky C doing a grand job to holding on for first place here. This will be his second win ever in the Performance League career at Invictus Racing League. So it'll be a fantastic achievement there, whatever happens here tonight.
TL44S 1 second behind Sab. So with those 6 seconds in time penalties, that would put Sab back to the 5th or 6th position at the moment. I don't think Sab's going to be able to gain a whole lot of time on TL44S before the end of this race. He might get it up to 3 seconds, but I don't think he'll get it up to 6.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see what happens here. But whatever happens here tonight, Tarn Avalanche will have a slight lead of the Drivers' Championship by at least 3 points if he can hold on for second place. But it'll be interesting to see another gap's all gone, because Sab's at the optimum point of the tyre wear. I know normally between 12 and 14 laps, but he's already at that point with the soft tyres to kick off there. But I might be wrong with the penalties. If I do apologise, but I'm just trying to make sure I try and remember.
Well, Sab is still in the 3rd position. We have now started our final lap. This is the white flag lap, and Mr. Sky Z, 3 second time penalty for multiple warnings. So that might put a spanner in things here, as he just picked up a 3 second time penalty, and he is 3.9 seconds ahead of Ton Alvanac. I don't know if Mr. Sky Z has any other time penalties. This is going to make it very, very interesting here. But Mr. Sky Z nonetheless going to try to hold on for his second win here. He's heading toward the hairpin.
Carry on, Tim. Carry on. You're on fire, mate. Keep going.
Well, on board with him. Through the hairpin is Mr. Sky Z, followed, mind you, by Ton Alvanac. Sab right behind Ton. In fact, he is almost to the point of passing Ton Alvanac, but he's just not going to have enough time to do it here. Mr. Sky Z, of course, still right out in the 1st position. And it's just been a fantastic drive by Mr. Sky today, and Ton, and Sab. Very surprised with Sab, actually, because he had that spin, and he's still been able to recover to a podium position. Granted, that will be knocked down to 4th or 5th with time penalties. But nonetheless, a very good drive from those top 3 drivers. A very good drive from everybody here today. Mr. Sky Z going through the final set of corners here.
Yeah, and just
the pit lane entrance.
And he crosses over the line now. Well done to Mr. Sky C for winning the Japanese Grand Prix. Ton Avalanche did have penalties. Sorry, Mr. Sky C did that. Oh, Ton Avalanche missed out by 5/10 to win the Japanese Grand Prix. Tom 444 goes back up. Sab, who crossed over the line in 3rd, drops down to 5th place after penalties. SJD says impressive drive from all the top 3. Sab impressive on the reverse strategy. Great drive. I would say Sab for me, my drive of the day to recover. But however, Tom 44 and Mr. P as well. Also, Tom, but like I say, you can't pick a driver to. I mean, Sab done really well to get back into the the start of it anyway, after what happened about halfway through the race, where he just got lost the car. And like I said, fair play to Tony Avalanche, brilliant drive from him as well. All he had to do was get another 5 tenths off, and he would have stopped Mr. Skyseed from winning his second ever race. I think that was his second ever race win. Properly, like in... yes, that was his second proper win in his career. But well done to him, fantastic.
Yep, he won a preseason race earlier in this season, but of course, you know, that doesn't count toward the points. So I'm sure that he's absolutely ecstatic to finally get a points win here, because that's going to help him in the points. And really, it's just, you know, statistically, you get to add another win. You get to add another mark next to that win column, and that, I don't know, that's just very satisfying.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see. It's satisfying to watch that, because that was an epic race after the mistakes that we had at the start. But fair play to all the drivers here tonight. You got here are your race classification for the Japanese Grand Prix for the Invictus Racing League, the Performance League. You got Mr. Skyseed in first place. You got Tom Avalanche in second place. You got Tom 444 in third place. You got Mr. P in fourth. Sab in fifth. Scope in sixth. Nigel Gash is in seventh. Mike is in 8th, Luke Bailey is in 9th, Fresh Stan is in 10th, Stephen is in 11th, Boy Better Know is in 12th, Briggsy, Sir Spud and Energy Dan have all had DNFs. I think Boy Better Know had a lost connection as well, so I think that will be a lost connection again. So, Block said, I'm going to bring Mr. Skyseed, Tom Avalanche and Tom 44 to the session. For the guys who are in the comments or watching it so far, if you've got any comments for the guys for Mr. Skyseed, Tom Avalanche or Tom 44, send them in and we'll try and get your questions in before we finish the stream tonight. SJD says, was Scope sandbagging for a quicker car next race? Lol on that one. Do you think that could be wise there, Tim? On that one.
I mean, it could be wise, but when you sandbag, you know, you're also taking a hit in the points. So I don't think he was sandbagging. I really just think that the Williams did not have pace here today. Because he kind of struggled with qualifying. Up in the top three, but you know, he lined up about 6 or 7. So the Williams just, I just don't think he had pace.
It's a shame, because he is a good driver, and I think there may have been. I reckon we'll probably see him on a quicker car. Not too quick, obviously, but like a little bit of a quicker car. Just to help see what happens with the standings and stuff. But I could be wrong. I'm not the admin or anything like that. But like I said, just have to wait and see what happens here tonight. But I'm going to invite the guys over. I don't know if they've got the mics ready. I know Tom Avalanche has, but I'm not sure if Tom 44 has got his mic with him. But if you've got any questions for the guys, please make sure you mention it quickly before we start, and we do the questions on here tonight. But fair play to some of the drivers here. Fair play to them. I'm just waiting for Mr. Skyseed and for Tom 44 to join in tonight. Can I just, like I said, we've got Mr. Skyseed joining. We're just waiting for Tom 44 to join in. Yes, he's joining in. So, before you say anything, guys, can you please make sure you got your allow voices to be shared on the party settings? If you go to the chat, on the party settings, there's an option at the bottom to say your allow voice to be shared. Make sure it says to always allow. But while the guys are set up for that, can I just say, if Spud's watching this, don't worry, mate. We all don't worry about it. Honestly, don't worry about it. You probably think what's happened. It's because of the stream stuff, so don't worry about that. But yeah, I'm just wanting to see what questions will come up there. So hopefully we'll all get back in perfectly. Hopefully no one will kick out after that. But Mr. Skyseed, Tom Avalanche, and Tom 44, are you three all set and ready to join in?
Yeah.
Nice one. So I'll be talking to Mr. Skyseed, Tom Avalanche and Tom 44 about their race performance in the podium stuff tonight. And then after that, we'll be talking to them about next week's race, which is at the glorious race of Brazil. So, Mr. Sky Z, how you doing, mate? You alright?
Yeah, I'm so damn good. Yeah, it was a very strange race, very long race, and very stressful race, but I'm happy to win it.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. You've done really well there tonight, Mr. Sky. I believe that's your second win in your Performance League career. Is that correct?
Without the preseason, yeah.
Yeah, we've had
correct.
we're not including preseason, but we're just saying like if for the proper races and stuff. I believe that's your second win of your Performance League career.
Yep.
Would you?
Pole, I guess.
Yeah, and you done well to get your first pole as well. Was you worried to get anyone closer to you tonight?
Yeah. Tom has a massive pace at the end of the race. Other than that, Scott was very close to me at the early race. I don't know what happened with him. Maybe he had some damage, or I don't know why he left and why he slowed down that much. But yeah, at the end it was very stressful because Wave was a lot quicker than me in some laps. And I took a penalty in the last lap, like in the first corner of the last lap. So it was very stressful. I had no more fuel for some reason. The wall fuel stuff was how can I say it? Blind. I couldn't see the number of fuel I had left. So I had to guess and to pray for the remaining laps to have enough fuel to finish the race. So I did the last lap in lean mode and hot lap for the ERS. So I could manage my pace and my advantage over Wave. But other than that, I for sure Wave would have won if the race wasn't over at this lap.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it's with the race, as you said, what happened with the collision? There was a bit of a contact between. I don't know if it was hit by your car. I do apologise if I got it wrong, but if I remembered it right, there was a bit of contact from Boy Better Know's car and Luke Bailey's car. Both of them had front wing damage. That's why they were dropping off earlier on in the race. That's why there was a little bit of that's why they couldn't catch up to you at the start.
Okay.
So that's why there was a bit of contact, and I'm not sure what exactly happened afterwards, but it's just interesting stuff here. But like I said, good evening to Sir Spud who's just joined the session. SJD, I will mention the question to the guys after I've done our stuff anyway. But yes, Sir Spud, don't worry about tonight. Don't worry about it, honestly. Like I said, we've got the race done and dusted now, so that's all that matters for the race tonight. But for yourself, Mr. Sky, do you think you've got a chance of trying to aim for your third title, your first title in 2019, but your third title in a row? Do you think that would be possible?
Yeah, that's the goal, yeah. At least the constructor with Scope, I think we have a very good chance to win the constructor. So it would be the third one, I guess. Maybe, yeah. I don't know if I won the first one, but yeah, never mind. Yeah, that's the goal. But obviously the grid is very, very quick, more than ever. With Joss, with Wei, with Tom, maybe half the grid is potentially championship contender. I mean, look at Dan and Sav. They did a very good race, and we have a lot of drivers that can be champion. So it's very difficult to say it now. It's only the third race of the season, so yeah, that's the goal, to be champ. But I won't be surprised if I can't manage it.
Yeah, I know it's early days, early doors, but it's just, I like to hear your thoughts now, and then by the time we get to there, we're like, well, this is what you said at this point here. You're still confident with, try and get as close to it as possible here. But fair play to you for tonight. You've driven a magnificent race. Again, I think if there was no contact I think there would have been a different story. I felt sorry for like Ton Avalanche because you did have the penalty at the end on, I think it was the last lap as well. So
Yeah.
and I bet you was pouring with sweat at the last
Oh
lap.
yeah, more than sweat. Yeah, everything you want.
No, like I said, you did a magnificent drive tonight, and hopefully this will be a kickstart to your to your third world title. But I know it's early doors yet. It's only been 3 races so far. Sorry, 4 races. 3 or 4 races so far. 3 races. Sorry.
3, yeah, 3.
I can't remember the actual first race that should have been done ages ago. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, but like I said, congratulations for your win tonight, and I wish you all the best of luck. Would you mind staying for a few more minutes to talk about Brazil?
Of course, mate. Yeah,
nice one. Thank you very much. Ton Avalanche, aka Wave and Tell, aka the Flying Scotsman. How you doing, mate? You all right?
Yeah, I'm alright, but disappointed after I found out that Skyzy had a penalty and I wasn't told about it.
I bet he was thinking, why did I not check the penalties at the during the race? I bet he was thinking of that.
I was checking the penalties, but I wasn't expecting him to pick up one on the last lap. If I'd known, I would have pushed on that last lap, and I think I would have got him. But at the end, it doesn't really matter, because if my maths is right, I'm still leading the championship right now.
Correct.
So
Correct. You are leading
matter.
by 3 points, I think. 2 to 3 points, I think. That was just quick maths. If I'm wrong, blame it on me on that one, shall we say? But like I said, Wave, what was your thoughts of the race tonight? Did you think? I know second is the best position you've done tonight, but did you think you could have, if you found it out, as you said, do you think you could have aimed to try and get first on Mr. Skycy, or was that a bit too much tonight?
Yeah, I think if I had known, I would have given it a right try. I think it would have been down to either me getting it or losing it by about a tenth of a second.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely, absolutely. And I'm sure you would have been anyway, but like I said earlier, whatever happens, you are still leading the Drivers' Championship after 3 races of the Performance League. Now, you've just heard from Mr. Skycy to try to aim for his third Drivers' Championship. Do you think you could be the Flying Scotsman to knock off the Flying Frenchman, shall we say, the FF, shall we say, on that one?
Va-va-vous.
Va-va-voom, shall we say?
No, I mean, with where I am currently, with how I've performed in the Performance Leagues, I wouldn't be here if I didn't think I had a chance of winning it.
Fair enough. I like that fighting spirit. That's the Scottish way, fighting spirit on that one, shall we say? And I know it's going to be a very close battle between yourself and Mr. Skycy, and also Scope as well. Don't get me wrong, with some other drivers as well closing in on the drivers. I know it's only 3 races in, and it's just intense stuff. But was the strategy that you did tonight? Would you have done something different, or would you have said this is the best strategy that you could have done tonight?
No, I'd step behind the strategy I did. I think no matter what, if you choose a strategy, even if it doesn't work out for you, you still have to stand by it. So.
Yeah, but yeah, like I said, you did a good job, to be fair, and I thought, well, because you was about 4 seconds behind Mr. Skycy on the last lap, and you did get down to like 3.8, 3.6, and I thought, oh, this is going to be like nail-biting situation at that point, and I thought you might have just nicked it, but unfortunately you just missed out by 5/10. But would this be
sorry to cut in here, but I was in a similar situation to Sky. I had no idea how much fuel I had, so I was actually making sure I was making it to end by fuel saving on the last lap, which I don't actually think I had to do. That's annoying me quite a bit.
Oh, okay.
So you had the same issue as me?
Yeah.
Oh,
So
okay, I think it's for everyone.
I was relying on the race engineer telling me that I was getting closer out of fuel, which is not exact at all.
Yeah.
So I was just hoping that he'd mention fuel at some point.
Yeah, like I said, I haven't driven much on the new 2019 game, but from what I'm hearing like tonight, that obviously we've had the issues that we had at the start, but with the cars, we've had the patch started tonight. I think I'm hoping that the cars will be better with the fuel stuff, but it could be because of the performance stuff. I don't know, as in the performance of the car. But I think if it was equal, I think it would have been a totally different story. But fair play to you, Wave, for finishing second place. And I'm not going to say any more because you're probably going to kill me if I keep saying second place, because you probably would try and get Mr. Sky C in the next race. But
Don't kill me.
would this be a catalyst now? Last question now. Will this be the catalyst for you now to try and enhance your Drivers' Championship lead at the moment here?
Oh, see what happens, really. I can't really call a single race as a catalyst because every race is different than the last.
Yeah, could be, but you never know. It could be your favourite tracks coming up. It could be like different people's favourite tracks. You just never know what to expect. But like I said, well done for getting second place, Wave, and you've done really well with the battle. Again, you could have been close on Mr. Scorsese with Vavavu on knocking off in the first place on that one. But well done for second place. Would you mind holding on for a few more minutes to talk about Brazil quickly? Is that alright?
Yeah, sure, that's fine.
Thank you very much. Tom 444. How you doing, mate? You alright?
Yeah, not bad.
Not too bad. Cool. Now, you've had a big fan of who is it? Carrot Soup. Carrot Soup is a big fan of yours. He's always watching the stream. He's always rooting for you to get the podium stuff. Now, this is the first time for a long time I've seen you in the podium, and the first time I've heard your voice for a very long time. So, how does it feel to get in the podium stuff tonight?
Yeah, it's good. It was really hard fought actually because I had F1 Mr. P behind me, and I didn't think he had a penalty, which he didn't, and I knew I had 3 seconds, and then Sab got in front of me, so I was lucky that he had 9 seconds of penalties, so I overtook him on that at the end. But yeah, didn't have a great qualifying, so I had to make up quite a lot in the race.
Yeah, I mean, would you say this is your... I know we've had the penalty stuff. Would you say that would have been your best drive tonight at the Japanese Grand Prix, or would you have done a different strategy tonight?
No, I think my strategy was fine, and yeah, I think that is probably the best I could have done. I made one mistake during the race that lost me probably a second or so, so maybe I could have been a bit closer to Wade, but I don't think close enough to beat him. So probably the best I could have done.
Yeah, to be fair, I mean, Sab, like I said, Sab is our driver of the day, like the commentator's driver of the day. But like I said, you was close second, Tom, because I haven't seen you driven that, you know, as in for a very long time in the podium. So every time I missed the commentary, you always either get a podium or win the race. So I was just like gutted. So this is the first time. This is what I'm saying. You would have been got second in the driver of the day list, shall we say, of your best drive on that one there. But as you said, you had a good battle with Mr. P. Was you worried at any point? I know you had a battle with Sab later on in the race, but during that battle with Mr. P, do you think you was worried that you was going to lose out the position to him during that race?
Well, I stayed behind him for a few laps, just saving fuel and ERS, because I didn't have the problem that the other two had. I could see how much fuel I had, so yeah, I saved that and ERS, and then when I actually made the pass, I made it fairly cleanly, and then could just get away. So it wasn't that bad.
Yeah, absolutely. But like I said, Tommy, this has been. You have done a great drive to get third. I know Sab finished in third, but obviously because of penalty stuff. But that was a good drive from you, Tom. And would you say this is going to be a catalyst to kickstart the rest of the season now for the Invictus Wrestling Performance League now?
I hope so. Obviously, last week was disappointing, not getting any points. But I do like. Well, I'm not a big fan of Brazil, but the rest of the races I do quite like a lot of them tracks. So yeah, hopefully I can start picking up more points now.
Fair enough. But like I said, Tom, that is a good drive from you, and you did a brilliant drive tonight. And like I said, you kept it on the car, try and do everything you can, and you just took the last podium stuff after penalties and stuff. So well done for tonight, mate. You did a good drive. Would you mind holding on for a few more minutes to talk about Brazil?
Yeah,
Is
that's
that
fine.
right? Nice one. Right, I've got one question for all you three guys before we do the Brazil. SJD says, congrats to all of the top 4. Question for all of them, how do they think their seasons have gone so far, and what is their aim for the rest of the season? So I'll go with Mr. Sky Z quickly.
So, what's my goal?
Obviously, it's like the question is, how do you think your season has gone so far, and what is obviously your aims to win the Drivers' Championship again? But what is your season gone so far? Shall we say for yourself?
Should have been better. I fucked up my quali in Monaco, so it was raining and I was on dry tires. So I got P4 and finished P2 when I was maybe the quickest in Monaco. So yeah, should have been a win there. Then in France I did the same in quali. It started to rain and I went out the pits a bit too late, so I fucked up my quali again. So starting P10 and finished P8 with front wing damage. So yeah, it should have been better here and there, but that's racing. It is what it is. Yeah, the ultimate goal is to be champion again also. But yeah, without all those mistakes that I did, should have been a bit better. But yeah, that's part of the game. That's racing. And that's why we are all here.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair dues. We do apologise for any swearing during the Vavavoom
Yeah, sorry. Sorry for the bad word.
So we're sorry for three times. 3 times a swear word, shall we say, on that one. So, Wave, how do you think your season's gone so far? And obviously, I think your aim is definitely to try and win the Drivers' Championship, to knock off Mr. Skyzy's mantle, shall we say. But what your season gone so far?
I mean, I'm currently leading the championship, so obviously my season's gone quite well so far. And well, my aim this season is really just to prove to myself that the one title that I won wasn't a fluke.
Fair enough. Like I said, I hope it doesn't go that way, but obviously I really do hope it gets... I think it's going to be right down to the wire between like a few of the drivers, including yourself and Mr. Skyzy, for the Drivers' Championship. Not sure about the Constructors yet. I'm still 50-50 on that, but we'll have to wait and see what happens. But Tom44, how do you think your season's gone so far, and what's your aim? What's your aim for the remainder of the season?
Well, I was really happy. I got 5th in Monaco, which I was happy about because it is possibly my least favourite track. So I was happy with 5th there. And then yeah, last week I didn't score because I had 2 spins and I felt I had really good pace. So that was disappointing. So yeah, I mean, season, the 2 races that I've done well in, I'm happy with, but obviously last week it's kind of messed up my championship. So I think for the rest of the season, just targeting wins or podiums and see where that gets me in the championship.
Fair enough. Cheers for that, guys. For the cheers for SJD for the question for to the guys here. We've talked to the guys about their performance in the Japanese Grand Prix. I've talked to them. Well, SJD's asked a question to the guys here about their performance so far this season. Now I'm going to talk to them. The last 2 questions for them, and I promise I will stop the stream after this. And it's coming up to like after 10:05. So, Brazil. I'll say the same 2 questions to each of them, and then that'll be it for the guys. Mr. Skyzy, sorry. I was going to say Mr. P, sorry. I do apologise.
It's okay.
It's that one. So, what are your thoughts of Brazil next week, and what are your expectations? Now, I say this the same question, and I'm not sure what car allocations you got. Just imagine if you had the same car as this week. Just imagine it if you had the same car. Alright?
It's tough to imagine it.
Yeah.
I will have the Williams anyway, so I think I can already answer it with the Williams. So what are my thoughts about Brazil? Brazil is a good track. I always like it. That's where I won my first championship in Invictus, the final in the first season in 2018. So yeah, it's a very good track. I'm quite good. I'm quite decent, let's say. Don't be too overconfident. I should be good, should be fine. Hoping for maybe some crashes in front, maybe some mistakes from drivers, and yeah, possibly top 5. That's the goal as always.
Fair enough. Thank you very much for that, Mr. SkyC, Bava Boom. So well done again. Well done for tonight for your Japanese Grand Prix performance. Brilliant stuff. Time Avalanche, Wave and Tell. Usual 2 questions. What are your thoughts of Brazil, and what are your expectations for next week?
Well, Brazil's a great track, and I mean I usually do fairly decently there, so I'm expecting a decent race, and if I was to assume that I'll be in the Toro Rosso, which is 50-50 either way, I think I could do quite well, and I think I could possibly get another top 3 finish.
Okay.
I think that'd be a bit of a stretch.
Oh, okay. We'll have to wait and see. We'll have to get that get the Vava Voom into your car. Take it off from Mr. Sky C and put it in your car to get into the top 3 for next week, and possibly another podium. We'll have to wait and see what happens. But congratulations on getting 2nd place tonight, and I wish you all the very best of luck throughout the remainder of the season. Well done for tonight. Tom 444. Tom 444. Brazil. Last 2 questions. What are your thoughts of the Brazil track, and what are your expectations for next week?
I'm not that big of a fan of Brazil, to be honest. I don't know why. I just never seem to be particularly quick around there. So I don't know. I guess fighting for points, top 5 maybe. If I get a decent car, but yeah, we'll see.
Okay, fair enough. But like, if you was in the Alfa Romero, if you was in the same car, would you have gone for the top 5, or would you say top 10? At least?
I think probably in the Alfa Romeo, I'd probably expect top 10.
Okay.
Maybe the edge of the top 5, but I don't know.
Fair enough. But like I said, congratulations on your 3rd place tonight, Tom. Brilliant drive from you, as always. I'd like to thank Mr. Sky C, Wave and Tell, the Flying Scotsman, and Tom for their podium stuff tonight. Guys, if you've got to shoot off, I've got no problem with that. If you want to stay, I'll do my last bit and then stop the stream. But you're more than welcome to shoot off if you've got to go. Alright, but thank you very much, guys, for joining the podium questions.
Thanks to you for the commentary.
Yeah, cheers.
Nice one. Cheers, guys. And thanks to Tim as well for the commentary as well, guys, as always. My final thoughts here. I'm not sure if Tim's still there. If he's not, then I'll...
I am.
Oh, fair dues. I just got your message. I wasn't sure whether you're still there or not. But Tim, what are your thoughts? Tell us about your thoughts of the race tonight. What was your thoughts?
Well, I mean, it was pretty chaotic, obviously, with having to switch up the sessions. But, then once we did finally get the race going, it actually turned out to be a pretty exciting race. I mean, there's plenty of passing and a lot of opportunities and a lot of pit strategy coming into play. So it's really the kind of race that I like to see. And, Mr. Sky Z, he pulled off a pretty good win, and Tan Alvanok really close. I kind of feel like if Sab hadn't had those time penalties, and if he hadn't have spun, that he might have won. And then I actually think that he could have made the what they call the reverse strategy work with the starting on the medium tires. And Luke Bailey was pretty fast, but he had the contact early on with Boy Better Know. And Briggsy, he spun. Otherwise, he was really fast as well. And there toward the end, he could have probably even maybe wound up on the podium because he was on hard tires. So he may have elected to go on soft tires later than Sab. So I'm thinking that if Briggsy hadn't have spun, that we might have been talking to him.
Yeah, it could have. It's like could have, would have, should have. But I always say this to you at the start of every stream: it's consistency. If you don't get the consistency right in any F1 league, you will struggle. It doesn't matter if you win every race. Yeah, it's consistency because you're winning every race. But even if you don't win a race, if you still get into the podium stuff, regardless, you will still do well, and you would get, and that's the consistency. And consistency, and I'll stop repeating that now because I bet you probably get a headache of the word consistency afterwards. But like I said, if you don't get that right, you will struggle with the F1. And even if you had the fastest car of the race, if you don't take your opportunity, you will lose that. You will lose that car by the admins. You will lose it out completely. And that's what I mean. Obviously, Mr. Skycy will probably drop his car down to the Williams car, I think, possibly. Depending on Sab, after his brilliant drive. Again, for me personally, I don't know about you, Tim, but for me, Sab is my driver of the day tonight. After that spun that he did earlier on in the race, I think he's my driver of the day. I don't know about you. What's your drive? Who's your driver of the day?
Definitely Sab, no question about it. I mean, that was a miraculous recovery there. He spun, but then he was able to recover to cross the line third, but then, ending up fifth after the time penalties. But still, a very, very good drive. And, without that spin, he would have probably crossed the line first. Absolutely. And then, who knows how it would have went with time penalties.
Yeah, definitely. I do feel sorry for Sab because he did a magnificent drive to get into the podium stuff. And I felt sorry for waving tail as well, because if he knew about the penalty from the last lap from Mr. Sky C, it would have been a cheeky first place to knock off from Mr. Sky C. And Mr. Sky C, congratulations to him for winning the race tonight, and that's his second ever win. Without pre-season races, obviously, but in race stuff, this is Matnick stuff. But like I said, I'd like to thank. It's been a great race. I know it's been a late stream and stuff, but like I said, we do apologise for the delay on everything. But I said to Spud, I said, don't worry about it. It's just we try and make sure we get everything working spot on and stuff. But Tom 44 obviously had issues with the car, then we had problems with the grid, but don't worry about it, Spud, honestly. Anyway, but I'd like to thank Tim for his legendary commentary as always, and like I say, I'd like to thank everyone that was on both from my stream and on Tim's stream as well. So thank you guys for joining the session there. I'd like to thank SJD, says cheers guys, great commentary as always, thank you very much. But like I said, thank you to everyone that was on the stream. Thank you to everyone. I can't stop saying thank you, but thank you, Tim, as always, mate. You've done an absolute belter of a commentary box, as always.
I appreciate it, Malkin. It's been fun. It's fun. Sitting here in the box with you and just being able to, commentate and, have someone to kind of play off of, and it kind of makes it entertaining.
Absolutely stuff. But like I said, we will have the English versus USA battle, like I always had with the English versus Scottish banter, shall we say. But with us, you'll get guaranteed Performance League, the duo, shall we say, of the commentary box. And always remember, always remember, stay classy. See you later, guys. Take care of yourselves. I'll see you all next week at the glorious race of the Brazilian track. I couldn't say that, but bye-bye.